Okay, New York session live, back in the charts this week. Going to quickly go over the New York session pairs and create my watch list. So I did an Asia session video that detailed the updated process on how I'm doing my watch list now. So do check that out if you get a little bit lost. I'm also going to update the process in the Whop over the weekend. So do watch out for that. I'm going to post an announcement when it's all ready to watch. But for now, I'm just going to quickly flip through, and I'm looking at monthly, weekly, daily, and the H8 bar. And I want to see that setup time frame, this text on top, be in a unidirectional cycle. And if it is, and if it meets other criteria that, again, I'll detail in the Whop, this lets me know that I can use this weekly bar as my higher time frame bias. And then I'm dropping down to lower time frames. In this case, I trade this weekly bar on the H2, and I want to trade in the direction of this weekly move. So NAS, I'm basically just flipping through, looking to see if any of these are lit up, and this one is, so that's all good. I do like this one over here. This is a 3 months false breakout move. This is a reversal pattern. Breakout, faking out the lows, a breakout reversal, getting above this high is a counter trend breakout, and then getting above that breakout level is a false breakout. That's a reversal pattern here. Breakout, faking out the low, breakout reversal, getting back above breakout level is a false breakout. So these set the overall directional bias on the hard time frames, and I want to trade in that same direction on the lower time frames. If I hover over this on the detail execution, I can trade this daily bar on the M15. So I'm looking for pullbacks to continue this move. So moving on over here, SPX, C1 on the weekly. This is a pullback continuation. We have a breakout, came back down, faked out the low over here, fake out retracement, getting back above breakout level is a pullback continuation. So this is another entry pattern. Reversal patterns only happen at swing points, continuations, and pullbacks happen in between those swing points. So right now, this is a bullish pullback pattern. We have a breakout, flip to breakout level, fake out retracement, getting back above breakout level is a pullback continuation. So again, these patterns set that directional bias on the momentum cycle, breakout, false breakout, faking out the lows or fake out retracement, and getting above breakout level is a pullback continuation. All these arrows, they go right back to the breakout. So all of these loop right back until it changes direction. Moving on over here. So I do like this, but I don't want to trade from high up. I do want it to come down, fake out a low to bring it back up. US 30, nothing here. When it's green like this, tells me that peak bias of both the setup and the momentum timeframes are pushing in the same direction, but there is something wrong with this. In this case, the month execution, there's a warning on the breakout bias, tells me that the monthly is pushing down. So month breakout level is up high, monthly is pushing down, all the other timeframes are pushing up. There's a good possibility that this will continue up and break out above, but at this particular moment, 8:38 p.m. over here, this is not a best trade setup. I only trade setups that are setting up the way that I want right when I'm watching them. I don't want to sit around waiting to see something that may or may not occur. So this is not going to go on my watch list, and I'm just going to move on. Silver, nothing here, nothing. And over here, nothing as well. Gold, saw this one in Asia. I already know that this is a trend breakout here on the yearly, broke out of breakout and another breakout. So we're pushing on up. The setup for me is a fake out of the previous week low to take this back up. In Asia, this broke out below and stayed below. It looks like right now we faked it out. It is coming down, but as long as we stay above this previous week low, I'll be interested. I definitely want to see a flip of this weekly breakout level. And since daily breakout level is so close, might as well just wait for that daily breakout level. So that's the setup. Now it's breaking out below. What I don't like about this is that it gave a little bit of room at that low of the month. I would be a lot more confident if it comes down and fakes out that low and then gets back up. There's also a range on the H8, and we have not triggered an H8 high or low. You can see H8 execution. Breakout bias is wrong, as well as there's a range on the H8. Yeah, so Not well. If we're breaking out below previous week low, this is not a setup. So I do want this to come back up. I think there's a decent chance that this can fake out at the low of the month and then get back up, and just be ready for that if it happens. Continuing on, oil was another one that I looked at, that I saw and I liked. But again, we're still above that previous week high. I definitely needed to fake out the previous week high in order for me to be interested in this. As of this moment, not interested, but technically there is a setup here on the monthly. Yearly is in a trend reversal, reversing the trend. Previous trend was bullish and it got stuck in a range. You can see breakout bars, fake out, fake out, fake out inside. If it's not a current breakout bar or a previous bar is a breakout bar, then most likely you're stuck in a range, and you can see what happens, how that looks like. And so now we broke out of that range, and there's a good chance that this can continue, but it did struggle right at this breakout level. This is a yearly move, so let me have a quick look. So this is a yearly chart. I trade every single chart exactly the same, whether I'm looking at the 1 second or the 1 year. I analyze exactly the same. We faked out the yearly high. There's an inside bar in the year. Extend the previous highs and lows. That becomes a range. Faked out the high. I would expect price to come down to this range low. Definitely not all in one move, but that's the whole idea. Right now, it's not set up right, but we'll keep an eye on that. Crypto, I don't trade crypto on the weekdays. I only trade it on the weekends. Usually, when I'm coding or want to check out some ideas, then I'll take trades on crypto. But not going to trade crypto at the moment. Aussie USD, nothing here. Nothing. Looks like we have a bunch of ranges here, faking out the low. We are bullish, false breakout, but pretty ugly looking bars over here. Nothing that makes me too excited. So moving on. Euro USD, nothing on the weekly. Bearish on the monthly. We faked out the year range high, faked out the 6 month high. So this could be a possible reversal move. I'm generally looking to trade trend retracements, but so far I don't find anything that I really like. So I'll put this one as something that I might have a look at. So I like trading trend retracements to go in the overall trend, but I don't mind taking reversals either. So let's see over here. Daily is still bullish actually, but we did just fake out this 6 month high. So many things can happen here. So this red one tells me that the higher time frames are pushing down, or peak bias are pushing down. This green one tells me that the peak bias is pushing up. Gray one tells me that they're mixed. So actually lots of mixed signals here. I'm not going to bother with this one. Actually, let me double check that weekly one. Weekly also nothing here. Okay, GU. So I was looking at the weekly because I could possibly take a scalp on these time frames. Monthly, I look for longer term trades, swing trades. Weekly and daily, I'm looking at day trades. H8, I'm looking at session trades, and H2 are scalps. So GU, bullish one here, looking for a pullback, faking out a low to take it up. Not the best looking structure over here. We are above that 6 month range high, faked out the 6 month high. Mixed bias on the weekly. This can, not really that pretty looking. Not jumping out at me, but going to put that on the watch list. NZDUSD, I took this trade in Asia. This one is still bullish. So I took it from the flip of the daily breakout level up to the H8. And I did say that this is a continuation move, breakout continuations. That tells me that the peak is possibly not locked in, and I would want to trade back all the way up. But since we are in a range here, I don't want to risk losing anything. I'm just going to go from level to level. So right now I'm looking for a pullback, fake out a low to take this back up. And I can find that either on the daily here, faking out the H8, or on the monthly, faking out the week low. So actually we are faked out the week low. Actually, I can take this as a more of a swing trade move. I'll wait for the 15 minutes, but I think this will be something that I'll take on a larger time frame. Okay, moving on here. USD CAD, nothing, nothing, nothing. H8. Nothing here. So this is a scalp move. We're in a trend breakout on the weekly. We broke out above previous week high, looking for a pullback on lower time frame. So if I look at the detail execution, I could trade this on the M2 or the M5. It's early in the week. I don't like to take too many risks early in the week. I'm going to wait until Thursday or Friday before I start looking for scalps. So nothing here for me yet. Actually, I'll mark that off, but most likely I won't look at that one. So blue are lower time frames and red are higher time frames. Nothing here. UJ. Nothing on the higher time frames. So when we flip that monthly breakout level, and we're breaking out of the high, we're stuck in a range here. Has everything I want, but we're stuck in a range. This one, session trade. So this one's a false breakout on the monthly. We broke out of the previous month low. We flipped that monthly breakout level. We did not fake out previous month low over here, the current previous month low. So we did not have any rejection. So I don't trust this move. I do need to see a little bit more before I get involved in this. But I'm going to put this on the watch list. I want to take this on the M15 where I trade the H8 momentum. So H8 momentum, what that means is I'm looking for one of these entry patterns, reversal continuations or pullback patterns. When I'm looking to trade the H8 bar, that's basically looking for a strong breakout bar, and then I'm trading that move. Usually it's going to be a trend retracement. So I don't want to trade this H8 bar. It's too small. So I'm looking for a reversal pattern on M15. So right now we have the breakout level right here, faking out the low over here, coming back up. We flipped it. So staying up above is a false breakout. Trend reversal is getting above H8 high. Kind of in the middle of nowhere here. We're also in a big range. I think I need to see the current H8 low get triggered. So again, I want to see a rejection of the current one. If I don't get that, safer move would be above previous H8 high. So I'm going to mark that off, but hopefully I can find something better. But so far, I think UJ is the one that I like. Aussie CAD here, nothing. So another session trade, false breakout. So again, same exact move, but did not fake out the low. Looking for a pullback on the M15. I think this one is cleaner than UJ. UJ was in a range, I believe. This has broken out. So this one's a little bit cleaner. Do want to see a pullback to take this back up. So yeah, so I'm going to put that on the watch list here. Just don't really like these ranges, but we did fake it out pretty strong, pretty convincingly. Okay, so now we have alignment here, and so here I can trade it on the lower time frames. Aussie CAD, I think my spread isn't that. Let me just double check MetaTrader. Yeah, my spread is not the best to take a scalp on this one. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it, but need to stay stay on top of that spread. CAD Swiss, have a monthly one here, so I'm looking for a fake out at previous week high. So we did break out above previous week high, looking for a fake out. Would have loved it to come up and fake out the previous day high. Didn't do that. Looking for this to get down underneath here, and then need to see some sort of pullback. So the setup on this time frame is a false breakout move on the weekly here. So that's a breakout, faking out the high, false breakout reversal, then flipping that as a false breakout, getting below the previous week low as a trend reversal. So the entry is down here, but it's too far for me. So need to see something else here on the M50, and I definitely want to see a pullback. Kind of like this one. Going to short that list that one. CAD-J was shortlisted in Asia. Didn't give me a setup. And right now there's nothing here. So nothing on CAD Yen. Euro CAD. Have on the monthly. Don't like how we faked out the 3 months high. Nothing here on the lower time frames. So lots of mixed bias here. This gray one tells me that things are mixed. Putting on the watch list, but I don't like what I'm seeing over here. So we are in a range. I'm not triggered. The higher the low. If on the new indicator, if it gets triggered, it lets me know which direction it's going. So in this case, it triggered the high. Range high is pushing down, and so I'll get this arrow pushing down. But right now, I don't see this setup. I don't see this happening, but I'll keep it anyways. GBP CAD bullish. Trend breakout, looking for a pullback to the lows, faking out a low to take this back up. We have faked out the low, flipped it on the weekly. Right here, breakout bar, came down, came back up. But the move was I'm too late on this particular move. On the daily here, we're in a trend breakout, breaking out above, continuing to break out, and I need to see a fake out of a low to take this back up. So it did fake out the low earlier today. Don't look at this at that time. Wasn't trading London. Yeah, it's a bit too far from that initial point. So putting it on the watch list, but I don't really like this one. Fake out over here, no. Trying to look for a breakout setup, but I don't see one. Okay, nothing there for me. Nothing. Nothing here. Hold on. So we have one here on the H8 month false breakout. Looking for a pullback to take this back up. So nothing here yet at the moment. EJ has been stuck in a range for quite some time here. EJ is one of my favorite yen pairs to trade, but recently it's just not really moving the best. So we have one here on the weekly. It's weekly trend breakout, breaking above the previous week high, and so I can drop down. Lower time frames looking for a pullback to continue that move. And GJ, nothing over. Okay. So that's it. I'm going to short list. Let's see. Going to look at NZD, CAD Swiss. And I'm just going to, I always look at gold and NAS. I do like oil. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. It's not doing what I want it to do, though. All right, so now nothing to do but just wait. Okay, so nothing on my short list is doing what I want it to do. Still kind of stuck nowhere. NAS already broke out. Would prefer to pull back. NU is the one that's closest, and I think I'll take it off this H8 bar. So I do want to take this as more of a swing trade. So I'm preparing for that, waiting for this to close above. And I can see it on the H8 over here. Looking for, basically I just want to see price get above the highs and stay above. So we broke out above previous H1 high right now. I'm going to wait for this 5-minute bar to close. There's a range on the M30. Want it to close above, and then I'm going to take it off this H8 bar. Okay, so 30 seconds here, and if it closes in 5 minutes, 30 seconds, I mean, above here, then I'm going to take this. Okay, here we go, 3 seconds. Okay, I'm good with that. Let me just double check here. I want to see continuation. Okay, so for me, continuation, I look for 5s and 0s. There's a 0 there, and we're above. So took this one as price got above, and I took this on the H8. Taking a 1-bar stop here underneath the H8, and I'm going to hold this up to at least the high of the month or previous week high. I'll see how price behaves at this fake out level, this one right here, but I do want to take this up higher and possibly hold it on to, no, just going to take that first move. Taking a breakout continuation trade on the H8, want to hold it up to that high of the month or previous month high. And that's it. Nothing else looked like it was setting up. So one of the cool things about the way that I trade is I know the direction I want. I don't waver on this. I'm just looking for buys. I don't care if I'm not, I'm not going to react to anything different. I'm just looking for the hard time frame setup, which is a buy. And this one is a sell, but did not do what I'm looking for. So no trades on that. Just going to sit here on NZDUSD. All right, that's it. Well, I don't think anything else is going to set up for me. It's going to be a bit too late, so I think this might be the only trade I take. So I guess another NZDUSD trade. Let's see where this goes. Okay, so trade is moving pretty decent. It's Asia session in about 15 minutes, so I'm going to end this video soon. Daily closed bearish fake out, so that's not really good, but 8-hour is moving nicely. 12-hour also just flipped that breakout level, got above the high. So trend reversal, these yellow bars are trend reversal bars, so it does make sense for this to continue back up. I'm looking for price to get to at least this previous week fake out high, but I do want to take a move up to the high of this bar, which would be previous month high. So that's the idea. I'm just going to let this run. I mentioned before that if I take trades based off of monthly bars, these will take a bit longer. Technically, the idea trading this monthly is going from up to the previous month high, which is what I'm targeting, but I would expect price to continue even higher than that. So if I'm swing trading, then this would be the target, but I don't really swing trade that much anymore. So I'm just going to be targeting the high of either the high of the week or this fake out level. This is a breakout continuation move on the weekly, and breakout continuations, I want to take those to breakout continuations. I want to take them to the fake out level. This one, right to that fake out level. And so the fake out level is on the weekly right here. So this is the next level that I would expect some turbulence in the trade. But if it can get right by, then this will be the end target. And that's it. So New York session done. I'm going to start Asia session. I'll do a completely different video on that one. So the other pairs I was looking at, CAD Swiss didn't do anything, just stayed in the middle here. NAS broke out, but this is not the ideal breakout setup for me. It needs to break from the fake out or an inside bar. And the previous one has to be. So the previous one on this one was a breakout bar. But technically, this idea does make sense. When you have a fake out bar, that tells me that the market rejected the move up, and I know that there's traders pushing this market down. So usually, when the market goes right back and breaks out, it takes out this people stops, and then it just continues moving. But for me to see that easily, I prefer this to be in the previous bar, which would be this one. But instead, it closed breakout. So the move was already happening. Could still take that as a price action move, but yeah, in terms of mechanical setups, I don't. For me, it needs to be a fake out bar, the previous one. All right. So, and I wasn't able to get a pullback entry on this one. I did get an alert when I think it was either this one or this one when price came down, faked out the low. But I've said many times that I have a little bit of an issue trying to get in on a move that's already broken out. I prefer these to pull back deeper for me to take them. I'm not really confident taking these ones when they continue, when they're too high up already and then go higher. So, or I don't like taking them. I'm not. I have no problem taking them, but I mean, I have confidence taking those, but I'm not. I don't really like these sort of moves. I prefer a much deeper pullback. And gold, nothing as well. So that's it. And I think the last one was oil. Oil went the opposite direction. So I'm still not ready to take this one. I'm still bearish, but yeah, it did not set up. And now it's bullish on the daily cycles here. All right. So that's it. We'll do a new video for Asia. So I'm still holding on to this. My stop loss is still at the bottom here. Just going to let this play out.